guy came along, just had to have that AR-15 22 that I built. So he ended up giving me $600 for it, which is a pretty fair price. That was more of a labor of love than it was anything else, because I worked on that gun for years, and it was kind of a challenge to get one to work right. It just got almost where it was just perfect, and this guy come along and says, "I'll give you $600 for that rifle." So I says, "Ah, well, what the hell? Ain't got nothing better to do. Haven't shot it for a while." So I gave it up. And so then I had gun money, and went on the internet and found an organization called Davidson Mfg. Giving them a little plug here. And before I really had an opportunity to check out their reputation or anything, I saw some really good deals on some full build kits. And I grabbed one. I'll show you the gun in here in a minute. I worked on it over the previous week, and I liked the prices, so I ordered a kit, and then I went and checked on Davidson Manufacturing, the internet, in terms of rep, and the reputation wasn't real good. Saw a lot of complaints, and I'm going, "Oh shit, what did I just do?" And less than 2 weeks later, I got a package back, and it had all the stuff in it, and everything in it worked great. It looked great. The barrel I was very impressed with, and the hand. Let me show you the gun. This is what I ended up building. It's got kind of a cheap buttstock to it, but you know what? It works. And it did have a QD port. So that worked for me. Standard everything, you know, the grip, the trigger assembly, the bolt carrier group, the charging handle, everything on it's pretty standard. I put it on the usual Anderson Arms lowers that I use. But everything is standard until we get to the handguard. The Trinity Force handguard. And I don't know who that is, but I love the clamp-ons because it's so easy to put the barrel nut on when you don't have to time it, so that you get the gas tube through into the upper receiver. It just makes it so nice. You get these clunky little attachment hooties when you clamshell one of these things on, but it works for me, you know, and it's easy. I did put some sights on it. These are really cheap sights, and instead of a flash hider in this kit, they must have had a really good deal on these compensators, because they were selling a bunch of them when I bought this particular rifle kit. It's a mid-length gas system, which I like a whole lot better than if it's a carbine. I don't care for the 15-inch handguards as a rule, but you know what? A lot of guys like to hold their guns way out here, and you know, what the hell? The upper Picatinny has got the little indexing numbers on it too. So, you know, in terms of cosmetics, this is a pretty cool looking rifle. And I'll probably be able to get about $700 for it. If somebody comes along looking for a rifle. If not, I'll just go out and shoot it and play with it and have a good time. So now I'm back up to 2.5 ARs. 2 of them are 5.56s. One is, you know, my standard home protection rifle that hangs on my wall. And I thought about selling it, but because, you know, the guys have been sniffing around going, hey, ooh, that's a cool looking gun. Yeah, well, it's going to cost you if you want it. And then I screwed up a lower when I was farting around with this piece of shit that I got from Palmetto State Armory. It's a drop-in trigger. They had a good deal on them, and I grabbed it and I put it in a lower and tried it out on the AR-15, and I was getting bang bangs at the range. You pull the trigger and it goes bang bang instead of bang. That was disconcerting. So I swapped out lowers, put it on the 300 Blackout that I've had forever. I'm going to show it to you again here in just a second. And it, I sent it out with my friend Ron, who test fires a lot of my builds for me. And he says he was getting bang bangs using 300 Blackout. And that will not do. I only paid like $80 for that trigger, but it's not working the way it's supposed to. When I was shooting at the indoor range, I damn near got in trouble because it was going bang bang. You know, like like full auto burst mode kind of thing. And that just wasn't gonna do. So now the interesting thing about that particular trigger is that it is serviceable. So I got to do some research. I'm hanging on to it. I didn't send it back to Palmetto State Armory, although that's probably the move that I should have made. And I still probably need to let them know that it was bang banging on me, because that, you know, that could be a problem. So anywho, I've been swapping around like I always do every winter. Been swapping around glass. I'm trying really hard not to swap off any of the glass that I actually have zeroed in, like on my home defense AR. That's a 4-power ACOG, and it's zeroed in very nicely, and I really don't need to take it off. But when I was finishing up that 300 Blackout, I was initially, if you look back in the archives here, was thinking about going pig hunting with it, which I never did, and tried. God, I had a 6x18 scope on it, and God, that was outrageous. And I thought, I'm not like, how far away from a pig am I going to get on a hunting ranch? So I swapped that out for a 3 to 9 by 40 scope, a bug buster, and that worked out really nice for a little while. And I decided to take it off, and because here's what happened: when I was farting around with those triggers, I stripped the threads of where the pistol grip goes in, is held in by a big screw that comes up through there, and it screws into the lower receiver, and I strip the threads out on the lower receiver, and I go, oh fuck, I screwed that up. So I thought, well, what's the easiest thing to do here? Put a really crappy trigger back in it, and then because that pistol grip holds a detent and a spring in place, which holds the safety lever in place. So it's kind of important to get the sequence down and get it in there right, kind of hold it together while you're screwing it in, and I just fucked it up big time. So I tried super gluing the handle on. That didn't work at all. And I tried gorilla gluing the handle on, and that only worked for a little while. So my next thing to try is going to be, I'm going to glue it again, and this time I'm going to use JB Weld on there. That should hold it. I mean, it's going to be permanent, and it's going to be stuck with a lousy trigger for the rest of its life. But I figured, what the hell, I'm always going to have to keep one of these things around. For me, I could sell it, but you know, I'm not going to lie to anybody and tell them it's glued together. And I'm going to put it on the 300 blackout. Which I now have set up for home defense. Now this only got a little 9-inch handguard on it, which is really what I prefer. But that works because it's the 300 blackout, all you're using is pistol length gas tube, so that's really short. And I put some higher quality pop-up sights on it for iron backups. They're aluminum. They're still not expensive sights. But then the crowning glory on this as a home defense weapon is going to be this red dot that I put on here. That's Ozark Armaments Rhino. And it's built like a brick shit house. I know it's kind of overkill for just a red dot. I mean, I've seen 4-power scopes that are as small as that, but it's got a really cool cantilever mount. And it works great, and it's from a company that I really like, and I just find that real kind of satisfying all the way around. So eventually I'll have a lower to go on it too, but that might end up being my wall hanger, because 300 blackout is a pretty superior round when it comes to such things as home defense if you get the right ammo. It's more expensive than 5.56, and but considering it ranges down toward the subsonic, it's also quieter. People use it for home defense a lot because it suppresses really, really well. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that level of things, but suppress 300 blackout, something to consider. Anywho, that's what's been going on in Strib gun world here lately, and it's probably a longer spiel than I usually do. But what the heck, it's winter and it's grim out there, and I don't get to go shooting and wow, it just so grumpy old vet, Strib, I'll be seeing you around.